We're here at Gingerman for rounds, also a lot. I lost track because it's quite a bit. I think it's second time at Gingerman this season. I think it's the 8th event of the year, or 9th. I don't know, doesn't matter. But yeah, we're here, we got the paddock all set up. We're running a different aero setup today. We're gonna try something new again. So, we are running the front splitter with the mini wing. So, that is basically gonna be 0% for this guy, and then plus 3% for the splitter. And the good news is, we actually just came back from the dyno. There's a dyno on track here at Gingerman, and we dynoed a little bit under what our claimed power was at Heartland. So I basically reduced the power of the car about 3 horsepower, which is like 45 pounds. So even though the splitter added a little bit of weight, the fact that we took some power out of the car, just I guess naturally, or maybe the tune or the conditions, whatever, we dropped 45. So overall, we've only added about 30 pounds to the car since Heartland, but we got a little bit more front grip this round. So we're gonna try it out. I mainly wanted to see how the car kind of reacts to the high downforce on the front tires and then low in the back. But I think it's gonna be a handful, but we'll see. But anyway, good news is we are leading the GLTC championship as of Heartland Park. So that was an awesome event. Finished the event first place, got a win. We got, I think, 2 seconds and a third. So awesome results for that event, which helped the season championship. So this weekend, I don't need to compete this weekend because I do have enough drop races to cover me. But if I do get good finishes, I can replace some of my poorer finishes from earlier this season. So that's kind of the goal here, is to see what we can do at this event. Maybe get some podiums, maybe get some wins, but in general, I'm gonna try to be easy on the car. I don't really want to beat it up because Heartland was a disaster at the last event with the transmission, the 4th gear pop out. I did end up rebuilding the transmission, basically just replaced the 3rd and 4th gear, so thanks a lot to Iron OEM for supplying all those parts. It was my first time in a transmission. It was kind of intimidating at first, but I think I figured it out, and it seems like the car is driving okay, so transmission's rebuilt, and other than that, really no changes to the car besides that front splitter. So, yeah, really pumped to race here at Gingerman. It's gonna be a stacked field. It's gonna be 50 cars here. In a bit, I'm just gonna do a little tour around the paddock, kind of show you guys the competition in GLTC, because I don't think we've done that at all this season. You might have seen the on-track footage of the cars, but I'm gonna try to get up close and personal to some of them. Check out the Z right here. This thing is freaking crazy. That's a stock motor 350Z, and it flies around this track. And there's a canopy already flying. Kyle Heyer, our announcer, going to save the day. So Gingerman, it's notoriously windy here. My hybrid canopy actually failed here a few months ago, but we fixed it. So anyway, I'm rambling. Skeleton crew once again. Got my girlfriend here this time, Emily, my dad, and of course we got the little guy, Senna. So hopefully we don't really have a lot of issues this weekend. And also this weekend is the Midwest Festival. So there's gonna be some crazy concerts going on Friday night and Saturday night. And we don't really have any races Sunday night, so I think Saturday night we're gonna get pretty hammered, right, Emily? Yeah, we are. We're sleeping in a tent on track, so that's also probably gonna be a nightmare. But anyway, yeah, welcome to Gingerman, and hopefully we do all this weekend. What you got there, Tom?
I got a cone. The best cone.
Oh man, look at that. That's the top cone.
Top cone.
Best of the best?
Mm-hmm.
Wait, what does that mean? Were you the best of the best?
I won a national championship in autocrossing.
What were you driving?
An Acura NSX.
Dang, look at that thing.
What is that big camera you have? Who are you?
It's David's. I'm trying the whole vlog thing. We tried it at Heartland's Park last time.
Vlog?
Vlog.
There you go.
See, that's how new I am to this. Anyway, man, explain what's going on here with this NSX.
Alright, so, if you don't know, I used to race for Honda, and I was starting to test Acura race cars, and through all of that I got to know a lot of people. And separately of that, all of these big autocross events started popping up and they started paying a lot of money. So I kind of had the experience with this NSX a couple years ago and had the contacts at Acura to call and ask, hey, there's a couple of big autocrosses coming up, would you be willing to loan me a car? And we'll try to win the 2 biggest ones within 10 days.
And it's completely stock, right?
Yeah, and the pitch was, can we win the 2 biggest autocrosses in the country with a stock NSX? And they bought the idea, they liked it, so they loaned me this thing that's worth more than anything I've ever owned, all combined. So we didn't do anything to it but an alignment. We put some stickier tires on it for the auto
And
properties.
some stickers.
And some stickers.
You got your Tomo Blue Touch over there.
Yep. And,
So what tires?
Well, these are the street tires, but we ran some Yokohama 052s.
Okay.
I don't know what all this is, but so the first event was the UMI King of the Mountain. Paid a total of 25 grand in prizes, and we finished third. So we got 2 grand.
You came close, right?
I was so close.
You had
yeah.
the fastest time of the event.
I was the top qualifier, so
What
it was
happened?
technically the fastest car at the event, which is crazy because it was like literally like some of the time attack cars that
Yeah.
run here.
So
were-
Andy was there
Yeah.
in Super K. I don't think it's here yet.
Big Bad Wolf 1, you get to show that car. Put
Yeah,
Big Bad
that-
Wolf in the frame now.
Yeah, the S2000. It's crazy. It's K24 or is it F Series?
It's an F Series turbo
huge
with a
tires,
sequential
big wings.
boost by gear. He
Yeah.
said by third gear it makes over 650 horsepower,
Damn.
and this car was faster, except for the one round when it counted. And
So,
that's
so a
just-
bunch of Hondas basically dominated UMI, which is like a muscle car kind of thing, right? But anyway, that's
It was
that's
like
freaking
all
crazy.
the fastest cars were Hondas. And then yesterday, it was only yesterday, we won SECA Nationals, which was this, but then a bunch of Porsches and Corvettes and stuff.
That's SS class, right?
Super Street, yep.
Damn.
So that was like mostly also stock cars, but they're all like at the same echelon of performance.
Yeah.
And they can modify theirs a little bit. We didn't modify this, and it still won. So
That's
like,
freaking awesome, dude.
freaking
Congrats,
great.
man.
Thank you.
How many national championships is that in autocross?
5.
Well,
Yeah.
what are they? What cars? All 5 of them.
A Porsche 914 6 twice.
Yeah.
And then 2 Honda S2000s and an Acura NSX.
So you're
pretty
no
good.
stranger to the S2000.
Yeah.
Man, this thing is sweet. Badass, man. And your car's here? You just got it off the dyno, right?
We just got off the dyno. It made a little less power than we thought, which we suspected would be the case. So now we're on a diet. And we actually retuned it on the dyno 385. So we got
Yeah,
some power
my
back.
car made, I think it was 4 horsepower less.
Yeah.
So I bumped my claimed horsepower down a little bit. I shaved a little bit of weight, but the splitter with my car, putting it back on, increased it up. So it's kind of like net even almost, but you're gaining power and losing
Yeah.
weight.
We
so
were
you're
about
gonna
15 horsepower down.
Damn.
With the hood open.
Yeah.
When the hood was closed, it was even worse, which is how we raced.
Yeah.
So whatever that means. I think it'll be better. We're about like where you are. We're about
Yeah.
4 horsepower off of what we claimed.
Yeah.
And then we're gonna cut like 40 pounds out of it or something
I
like
see
that.
you got the roof off in your car right now. practice session 1 complete. Track is very weird. I think it's super green. I don't think many people have driven here lately, or it must have rained or something, but I've never experienced gingerman like this. It seems to be absolutely zero grip. The car is extremely slidey, both on entry, on exit, in the brakings. Everything was kind of weird, but the main purpose of that practice session was to just kind of feel out the transmission. And the good news is everything feels perfect, basically, transmission-wise. I was taking it nice and easy on the shifts, trying to break it in. The clutch did slip on me a little bit. I think the clutch slave had some air in it, so we just bled that. The brakes. So it was pretty funny because the car felt great at Heartland, and all of a sudden today it's complete trash. Well, I guess I didn't really brake much at Heartland. There was mainly one medium brake zone. Gingerman is full of hard brake zones, and the car felt honestly pretty bad. So bled the whole system. A lot of air in all the corners, and then we also swapped the front rotors. We got some new rotors on the front, some fresh boys. Topped it off with some Motul brake fluid, and bled every corner. So hopefully the bleeding and the fresh rotors will solve the brake problem. And qualifying is coming up next. It's a 40-minute long session. It's a long time, so we're gonna try to be strategic about this. I think I'm gonna go out on the same tires, which are pretty old, just to kind of compare the car, really push it, see what the car needs, maybe do some suspension tweaks, and then later in the session, once the sun starts going down, because the session is gonna start at 7 p.m. So around 7:30, I think we're gonna put some thicker tires on, break them in a little bit, and then try to do one flyer. So that's the schedule right now. Emily's got a bunch of water in the salad. That's kind of gross. But anyway, yeah, transmission feels great. Car feels pretty good. I think the balance is on point. But yeah, the track is just super weird. So every time I come to this track, it is completely different. So yeah, bled brakes, spread the clutch, checked everything over, and we're gonna go out for qualifying here in a bit. Yeah, quite a significant delay. Oil down basically half the track. They were looking for more oil dry. So yeah, it's gonna be sketchy going through the fast stuff with a little bit of oil, but it's a 40-minute session, so I think we got some time to, I guess, dry it out a little bit and then get some good laps in. So yeah, we're just gonna wing it. I don't know if we're gonna swap tires. Dog's going crazy. But anyway, I gotta get suited up. So. last session was a complete bust in the qualifying because I went out right at the start of the session and there was a huge oil slick down in 7, 8, 9, and 10. The 4 fastest corners on the track. So the first few laps, it was almost impossible to get any pace out of the car. We're basically just getting rid of the oil dry. Well, about midway through the session, I started to push because the track started to speed up, and then I slowly started realizing that my brake pedal was fading and going to the firewall in a couple of spots. And so I kind of pushed through it a little bit, pumped on the brake zones just to get one good lap, and I almost couldn't stop in one of the corners. And this is the reason why, right here. That brake duct hose just came off, and that alone will overheat this brake system without that fresh air, and this corner completely boiled the fluid. So when I came back into pit lane to check out what's going on, this reservoir was completely leaking. I don't know if you can see it, but it's completely soaked down there. And as a result, since this side still had good pressure, because the brake duct is still attached on this side, it completely wore away my pad. So I came into this event with pretty used pads and I figured they would last the entire weekend, and now I'm regretting that decision because within one qualifying session I completely burned through a pad on one corner, and now I have air everywhere in the system, including the ABS, which for those of you guys who know how to bleed ABS systems, you really can't. You just have to go out, drive, and activate it. So we'll regroup. We'll try to get a better qualifying session in tomorrow. We're gonna put on better tires for tomorrow. It's gonna be hotter, but I think we got the brake system figured out. I know I have a bunch of used pads laying around in the truck somewhere, so I'll throw some better pads in there, and then I'm probably gonna have to keep swapping between used pads throughout the weekend just to make it. So anyway, that's just an update. So it is Friday morning. I feel like absolute shit because we're tent camping at the track this weekend. It's been a while since I tent camped, and there were some drifter boys playing loud music with their massive boom boxes until like 2 or 3 a.m. And yeah, let's just say I didn't get any sleep last night. So we're trying to upgrade our sleeping arrangements. We're at Walmart right now trying to get a better air mattress and move our tent as far away from all the riffraff as possible. And but yeah, other than that, we messed with the car today. I did swap from brake pads, bled the whole system. Brakes feel okay. I also modified the way I attach my brake ducts to the bumper, so they're a little bit more permanent now. They shouldn't be sliding off. So all of that should be good. So now we have one practice session, I think at 12 o'clock. And so I'm gonna go out on old tires again, just to kind of get a feel for the car, because I feel like I haven't had any good push laps to really, you know, judge the setup. So I'll do that for practice, and then qualifying round 2 is coming up later today. I think it's like 2 o'clock, and then we'll put on some better tires for qualifying 2. Try to move up in the field. Right now, Tom O'Gorman is killing everybody with like a 37.4. He ran a blistering lap. I currently hold the track record at a 37.8, and he destroyed it by 4/10. So congrats to Tom. Hopefully we can get down to the low 38s, but it's gonna be tough. My car does not seem to really enjoy this track this weekend. So after practice, we're gonna do some setup changes and kind of dial in the setup here. So yeah, day 2 here at GridLife, and tonight is gonna be a banger because we have the festival, so that's gonna be fun, and hopefully I'll be able to catch some sleep later tonight because it's been 2 days in a row where I've probably had less than 4 hours of sleep. So that's brutal, but we'll manage. Right, bud? Also, it was pretty damn cold, but yeah, tent camping, fun stuff, right?
Yeah, my name's Eric Cattell. You know, the track felt pretty crappy, the car felt crappy. I'm on like 20 cycle tires. About to put some new ones on. I think the baby wing is going to help me break a track record this weekend. But right now it feels like crap.
What else do you think is the key to your success this weekend, Eric Cattell?
Yeah, being Eric Coutil, DJ told me to make some rebound changes in the rear, and we're going to see if he's right. He's an iRacing expert.
Hey, Eric, you got a lot of fans over here checking out the car.
Yeah, you're going to check in later. I'm going to sign autographs.
Okay, all right, we'll check in with you later, Eric.
Hey, what did you do this thing? Here, let me get your glasses. Yeah, I'm with the group. I'm on my 5th NC Durtech swap this weekend. Where the fuck is my cigarette?
Luke, sorry to interrupt you, but many people may not know, but you are the voice of VIR. Also,
Yeah.
you are bugging with those glasses.
Yeah, dude. I'm gonna get a headache if I wear these too long. Qualifying 2 was okay. The car felt much better. Stiffening up the rear shocks, I think, helped the stability on corner entry a little bit. And the fresh tires obviously helped everywhere. Braking, corner in, and the understeer corner exit. So we ended up improving a little bit on my time from yesterday, which is pretty hard because the conditions yesterday were so good. But unfortunately, that didn't really improve my position in qualifying because the sessions, it's your best time within either of the 2 sessions. So we're still starting 6th, but the good news is I think the car has really good pace in these conditions. I think I got the 2nd fastest lap time in that condition. Granted, a lot of people didn't really push because they knew it'd be slower. But I'm about 4/10 off of Andy Smedgard. I know Andy's really freaking fast here. And I know I had about 3/10 in the bag. I just couldn't kind of gather it up into one lap. So car's got some good pace, and hopefully we can compete, get some podiums. I'm getting ready to go to grid in about 5 to 10 minutes and hoping to have a good solid race. That's what I was after.
Okay.
Third place, baby. Not bad, starting from 6th. Yeah, that was a good race. Car felt honestly pretty good. The start got a little hectic. I got jumped by Justin Kelly, and I freaking keep missing 3rd on the start. It's really killing me, honestly, but it got pretty hectic, and then around turn 3 and 4, it kind of settled down, and then I was stuck, I think, back in 6th behind Kelly, and Kelly with the V6 has some good power, and I knew it was going to be tough getting by him, and then I think he started battling with High Cotter and Andy Smedgard and really slew him down, so then I got by Kelly, and then it was just, what was it, 5 cars in the lead pack. Unfortunately, it seems like Tom had a mechanical, so he dropped out of the lead, which is a huge bummer. And then Andy was fighting with Brian High Cotter, and then that kind of slew them both down, and then I got close to High Cotter, and we went into turn 1 side by side, and I think his ABS failed right when we were going side by side, and he kind of veered into me a little bit, but luckily, you know, I kept my head up, I was watching him, so I kind of gave him the space he needed to recover from that, and then the next corner, he locked up again, and that's how I got 3rd place. So, great battle up front between Jeremy Swenson and Andy. I think Andy eventually got by Jeremy on the last lap, which is intense. It was so freaking close. So, I mean, I hate to say it, but it's good for me that, you know, Jeremy didn't get the win, because that would help him against me in the season championship. But him with the 2nd, me in 3rd, pretty close points wise. So that's what we're here to do. We're just basically here to beat our main rivals in the championship, which right now is Jeremy Swenson. Aaron Lichty, he didn't even show up this weekend, unfortunately. And I guess it's between Tom and Andy. So it's gonna be a close championship battle, that's for sure. But now, car felt pretty good. I might dial in some setup changes. It really punishes you if you overdrive the entry of the corner. But other than that, I felt pretty good. Just maybe rotate tires and then go for race 2, which is later tonight. A lot cooler conditions, so hopefully the car should be better. pretty terrifying and honestly puts a lot of things into perspective. Yeah, that's the closest I've ever came to completely crashing the car and almost really hurting myself. Yeah, honestly, I'm glad I'm okay. I could care less about the car, but me personally, like, I'm fine. I'm shaken up mentally because I just got away with something that could have been very bad. It was a good race, and I started losing, the pedal started to fade, the brake pedal, and I was furiously pumping the pedal up on every straightaway. And near the end, I tried to make one last push onto Jeremy, and then I realized that I wasn't gonna make it out of the second to last corner, so I kind of just let him go and figured I'd coast to the finish. And I go into the last brake zone, and I had nothing, no brake pedal, all the way to the firewall, going about 150 miles per hour, and I narrowly avoided Swenson, and I flicked it sideways, just trying to slow the car down. Managed to do, I think, 2 or 3 spins, and luckily went nose first into a big berm. But yeah, I mean, when I was spinning, that was honestly very terrifying because I knew I had a wall, this pit wall fence. I knew it was over there to the right of me, and I knew Jeremy was right in front of me, so I was spinning and trying to figure out where I was going, and at that point I was just a passenger. After that first initial move I made to spin the car, I was just a passenger. But yeah, anyway, I don't know, just gave my dad a hug and gave my girlfriend a hug and called my mom because she was terrified. I mean, yeah, anyway, but it's scary, man. I always double check your brakes and don't ever go out there if you're second guessing what you got. And I ran that race pretty low on brake pads, so I haven't looked at what happened, but I think I ran out of brake pad material and it boiled the brakes, and that last straight, it was just enough to completely call it quits. But
turns out brakes are pretty important, huh?
Yeah, brakes are really important. Yeah. We're gonna lift the car up, maybe give it a quick once over, but I'm just going to take a shower, gonna try to relax, drink some beers, and then regroup tomorrow. If I don't have enough brake pads to finish the weekend, then I'm just gonna call it here because I don't want to go through that again.